Hey, get out of here.
That's the most persistent fly I've ever seen. Nice.
Wie viel Wert hat eigentlich eine Fliege für unsere Gesellschaft?
A film by Frank and Patrick Ricklin, based on a true story.
Also das erste wird ein Lacher sein. Also bestimmt werden wir erstmal belächelt, aber ich bin mir sicher, dass das Lächeln nur ein paar Sekunden anhält.
Saving flies in Deppendorf.
Das wäre ja schon skurril, ne? Also wenn man da hört, da gibt es Leute, die wollen Fliegen retten.
Erstmal gedacht, die haben einen an der Klatsche.
The ambivalent relationship between human beings and insects.
Das muss man sich mal überlegen, was das heißt für ein Unternehmen, was seit 50 Jahren Insektenschutzmittel herstellt, die sich viele Fragen gestellt haben. Und wir haben uns ganz, ganz intensiv mit Insekten beschäftigt und noch viel intensiver mit unseren Produkten. Aber wir haben uns nicht diese Frage gestellt, könnt ihr nicht einmal Insekten auch retten?
An insect exterminator confronts his reality.
Beim ersten Gespräch war er ja schon begeistert von der Idee, aber der hat sich da immer weiter reingesteigert. Das ist immer schlimmer geworden mit ihm.
And sends a fly on a holiday.
Aber so konsequent durchzuziehen, eine Fliege ins Flugzeug zu setzen und im Hotel mit kleinen Häppchen füttern, also ich weiß nicht, also da fragt man sich, ob derjenige nicht spinnt, der die Idee hat.
Die ganzen Tage, wo wir jetzt mit der Erika zusammen sind, habe ich nie gehört, dass irgendwie einer uns belächelt hat oder einer sagte, wir sind doch ein bisschen deppert.
A new awareness becomes apparent.
Ich habe so darüber nachgedacht, wieso handelst du jetzt so konträr zu deinen Handlungen, die du jahrelang immer automatisch gemacht hast?
The power of art turns an entrepreneur's world upside down.
Also mich hat diese Frage gequält, wie bekomme ich diesen Widerspruch hin?
Ich denke mal, dass er sich solche Fragen vielleicht sogar während des Festes gestellt hat, als er nun sah, was ist hier passiert, was habe ich hier eigentlich angerichtet, was habe ich hier getan.
Ich habe die traurige Pflicht, Ihnen mitzuteilen, dass Erika gestern verstorben ist.
The astonishing transformation of Dr. Reckhaus.
Das wird ihn schon noch länger begleiten. Ja, eigentlich wird das nie mehr los.
Insect respect.
Okay, at this point, I give the word directly to Hans-Dietrich Reckhaus, and thank you very much.
Okay, I know what you're thinking right now. This is crazy, and this Dr. Reckhaus is crazy. Here you see the first boarding card ever for a fly, for Erika. So this really seems to be crazy, and it seems just to be art. So what I'm doing in my normal life, I'm an insecticide producer. I run the company. Our family company is producing for over 70 years biocide products. Biocide products are products for the private household, insect killers, fly traps, ant control, all these things you need to get rid of these bad enemies in the house. Here you see our company. My life was okay. Business was also very good. Numbers were good. Family was good. So what happened in my life? 14 years ago, I had an idea for a great fly trap. And I wanted to make this fly trap big. But I did not go to a normal advertising company. I went to artists. And I asked these both artists for a very nice idea for promoting my fly trap. So they make art very special, like the Nullstern Hotel. And then my fly trap will become famous, and then I can sell many, many fly traps. This is very nice and very easy. And I gave them money for an idea, like Nullstern Hotel, and 2 months later I came in the studio and I felt the mood is bad. And they started, Hans, thought about your product. Your product is just bad. It kills flies. I never have thought about the value of insects, and I thought my products are good. No, your product is bad. And we recognize that there's no awareness for insects in the society, and this is very, very interesting for us as artists. So our art action for you is that we are looking with you for a village to discuss the value of flies. And we will combine this with the biggest flying saving campaign ever, and we will send one fly with Lufthansa aeroplane into holidays. Because even flies, they have to go to holidays, for sure. Okay, from the art point, I understood this idea, but if I make advertising for flies, then I will sell less fly traps. So this is the wrong way. And we three knew that it's not going for me. And then I left the studio. My head was empty, but my heart was full. Full of this logic. I have millions of flies on meinem Gewissen. I killed millions of flies with my products. And I can give back with this nice saving idea from this artist. So this ethic, it works for me. And I had 2 rough days, and the 3rd day I called the 2 artists and said to them, okay, we made this idea with this fly and all the things around. And then there was a process about nearly 12 months, perhaps 15 afternoons, long afternoons, and I went in. But the first thing, the artist told me, okay, we will save flies with you, but you have to transform your business model. You have to integrate the saving campaigns into your business model. If you do not go step 2, then it's just marketing, this is advertising, this is not interesting for us. They forced me to bring insect saving into my business model. But I didn't have any idea, the both either. They both had no idea. And we discussed and we fight. And then there was a very special moment in our story. And the artist told me, Hans, put an amount of money from each product and put it into more saving campaigns with us. And in that moment, I said, no, we make it consequently. Not 1,000 flies killing and just 10 saving, so for good mood. No. Killing 1,000 flies and building up insect-friendly areas to give 1,000 flies again an habitat. And in this moment, we three founded the way of the first eco-neutral biocide products in the world. Even in the next day, I went to my biologist and I said to him, we have to measure how many and which insects are killed by this fly trap. Here you see the fly trap. It's 196 milligram biomass, which is missing in nature. And how we can build up insect-friendly areas to give this biomass, again, a new habitat. And for over 4 months, we worked with 2 other scientists. And after 4 months, we had the formula. We had the formula of the eco-neutral, for an eco-neutral biocide, for the eco-neutral compensation. Worldwide unique, and in the meantime, worldwide patented. So I'm a businessman. I was Yes, I got it. And I built up, I founded a new brand, Dr. Reckhaus, and I founded the Seal Insect Respect. So that also my competitors, the whole market can come to me. I build up insect-friendly areas and I make the compensation. This is a nice idea. This is a nice plan. This is a great business model. The artists, they would have been happy because they saw that Reckhaus integrated the saving into the business model, and then we made this art action flying safe in Deppendorf with Fly Erica. Here you see Erica. Yeah, but the story stopped then. Nobody wanted to work with me. Didn't find any customer. And also my employees, some employees are here. Right now they have been shocked because they were frightened about losing their work because it was absolutely crazy 14 years ago to speak about the value of insects and compensate the insect loss. And even my family was against me, so the story should have, there was nothing, but I started to study about the value of insects. I didn't have any knowledge about insects, and I started to study about insects, and then I made a film, and I will show you this film. Just 2 minutes is this film.
Nature is like a jigsaw puzzle with countless pieces. They all belong together and they all only work with one another. All the living beings of our world, the large and the small, belong in this diverse network. And it's not size that dictates importance. Without insects, our life would be dramatically different. Insects are the main source of food for fish and amphibians. Up to 90% of their diet consists of these little crawling and flying creatures. Birds too feed mainly on insects. Swifts, for example, feed an unbelievable 20,000 or so insects to their hungry young every day. Plants likewise need insects. Plants flourish thanks to the soil activity of various beetles or ants and reproduce as a result of busy pollinators such as bees or flies. 75% of all plants need insects to survive. The cacao tree, for example, is pollinated by a single species, a type of midge. Without them, there would be no chocolate. It is thanks to insects, therefore, that we have fruits and vegetables to eat. But the work of insects is also needed to produce meat and dairy products because our farm animals, like cows and sheep, eat plants. So 1/3 of our food is down to insects. To take this line of thought further, without insects there would be no clothes made of natural fibres such as cotton, wool or silk. And insects use dead wood, carcasses and excrement, the Earth's natural waste. Dung-eating beetles, for example, perform services worth an amazing estimated $20 billion around the world each year. Insects are central to our survival on this planet. Nevertheless, we don't always welcome them. Many people recoil from the six-legged creepy crawlies instead of seeing them as helpful allies. And it gets worse. Across the world, we spend more than $5 billion a year to destroy them in our homes. Now imagine there were no more insects left. Many animal species would die out. The same is true for the plants that depend on insects and the animals that depend on those plants. Most of our food would disappear. Life would become more monotonous, harder, more full of deprivation. In other words, less worth living. And we would be surrounded by mountains of waste in the form of carcasses, excrement, and dead plants. Without insects, we humans would only survive for a few months, says the most famous entomologist of all, Edward Wilson. We have a choice: kill the fly or let the fly fly out of the window. Let's not forget, respecting life also means respecting insects.
So insects are very valuable. I do not have to tell you that. A cheeseburger, you saw it in the other room, a cheeseburger without insects is just bread. The most important question is, are there more insects or less insects in the last years? And this we also heard in the morning. We lost 75, we lost 80% in the last 30 years. So insect declining is an absolutely serious problem. And now, think about your parents gave you a company for biocide products. How do you feel? You're producing the dead every day. I produce every day 100,000 pieces. 100,000 pieces every day. I haven't knew this before, but then I knew it. I was shocked. So what should I do? Sell the business? This is not improving the world. Okay, the first step I did, a warning symbol on the products. Every product, 100% of my products have this warning symbol on the front side. This product kills important insects. It's a bad product. I have to warn it for this. There's no other chance. There's no other chance. I didn't make advertising anymore. So the first step is a warning symbol. The second step is that there are many, many information about the value and the endangerment of insects. And right in the middle, there are many, many prevention tips that the people learn to let the insects outside. So buy the product, learn, and let the insects outside. You don't need these products anymore. So this is the logic for all my products. And the second thing is that I invited live traps. You know, even if you have insects in a house, you can put it, you can catch it and put it outside. That I did. What I wanted is, with my work, to decrease the market. Here you see the market also in the future. Even if there are less insects, the curve is stable because the management is so professional. The people sells a biocide product. So this is the market without our action. My wish is that we bring this market down for biocide product, for biocide products for insect control. We have to say to the people, buy less, and even if you buy, then you can buy it with prevention tips and ecological compensation. This was the second step. So the first step was inviting the compensation model, and the second step was to use every product to create awareness. And not good for the business. No customer, no power. Nobody wanted to work with me because I decreased the market. My customers, they want to increase the market, but I want to decrease the market. So I did this all, and the result was another result. Or another point before I'm coming to the result. I understood that the problem we have in the market, we have in the society, we do not have enough awareness for insects. This should be my power. And I did many things. I wrote some books. I had many speeches. I made over 100 films. Advertising for insects, big congresses. Here we are in a congress. So I wanted to build up awareness for insects. And now there's the question, and was it a success or was it no success? No, it was no success. but I got a new currency. The currency is not anymore money for me. The currency is media cover. I got over the last 14 years over 1,000 media cover, television, newspaper, radio, and we got over 35 awards, national and international awards for sustainability, for creating a new world. So this, my father told me every time from these awards, you cannot buy the bills from your suppliers. And he's right. He's right. We lost 30% of the turnover, we lost 80% of the profit, but we had much more joy in life, much more satisfaction, and I love this way and this freedom to do this. But this first 7 years or 8 years, we didn't have any customer, any. And then the first customer came. It was DM Drogeriemärkte in Germany. This is the biggest drugstore company. And they wanted to have my seal, the Insect Respect seal. But the Insect Respect seal does not mean I compensate the product and have a good feeling and then you can buy more. On the back side, there are many, many information, like on my products, and the goal is that in future killing products are used. And it is written on the package, on every package. There's no discussion with me. If you want to have the seal, you have to print this on. Because the vision of the seal is to reduce the market. Okay, we got DM, and 1 year later Rossmann, 1 year later Aldi Europe, then Switzerland, Migros, then Spain, Austria. Last year we had about 10 million products on the market. It took over 12 years this way, 12, 13 years. Now we have success. Yes, we have success, but it was a very long way. But today, nearly the most products in the German-speaking country are wearing the seal, and they build up awareness. So this would be the story, and this perhaps the third step. But then many people, companies called me that I should build up insect-friendly areas. Many companies, they have these green grass areas in front of their companies, and they read about us and they wanted us to build up insect-friendly areas. Okay, we do this. And then we build up a business model for insect-friendly areas. We call it sustainable insect-friendly areas because they are ecological, very sensible. They are social because the people has to do it. Not my company, we are also there, but the employees of the companies have to build up this area. So we also there we want to raise awareness for insects, and economically it's also very good because it's much more less cost because of less maintenance. And yeah, we built up an academy. It's called Insectemy, an academy for landscape gardeners to tell them what is biodiversity, what are regional seeds, and so on and so on. And meanwhile, we are in 14 countries in Europe. And I'm very happy to tell you that at this time, our company save much more insects than killing insects, and we really did this way from an insecticide producer to insect saver. Thank you so much.